Testing 1, 2. Okay, there we have sound. Now I gotta do this. I gotta share this. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, Lauren, baby. How are you? Yeah, I accidentally stopped it and restarted it, and I forgot that it resets everything. Annoying. All right, well, starting again. Hello, everybody. Happy. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Mine could have been better. Um, I made a dinner for 6 to 10, and two of us ate it because somebody got sick and somebody just kind of flaked. Um, so I have lots of leftovers to eat. If anybody wants to come over and eat, lots of leftovers. My turkey, once again, was perfection. Thank you, Alton Brown. Perfection. It's still good after, even after being in the fridge, it's still so moist. Like if you don't know how to, I don't even do the brining. I haven't even done the brining yet, and it's still like excellent. Thank you, Alton Brown. Appreciate your little tricks there. um, so, thank you, Lauren. Lauren says the turkeys she had were not as good as mine. The smoked one at Randy's was pretty good. Did you have that one? That was not bad. I've always wanted to try smoked one, so I did, and it's all right. It's I. Oh, what else? So, after the disappointing Thanksgiving, my my two younger kids and their significant others came over for a little while, so at least got to see them, but they didn't eat anything. um, and then Friday we went to my sister-in-law's old house to help my son um, fix some stuff because there's a lot that needs to be fixed in there. Tore up some carpet and found some very gorgeous wood floors underneath. So that was fun. um, let's see. Saturday we had Thanksgiving at my nephew's, which was delicious. Um, they had a big crowd. It was really fun. You ate fudge and got mad about it? I'm glad glad everybody liked the fudge and the candy. So that was good. I left it there. I also left the salad. I left all of the salad. I made a salad, and then it turns out to be my nephew's best or favorite. My nephew's favorite salad. So I'm glad I took that. I'm glad went the extra mile and took that. Um, what else did we do? There was lots of people there, which was fun. Got to chit chat with somebody. I just want to say that if you're a mother and you show up at your kid's place and they are panicked, probably not a great mom. Okay, she's mad. I guess she's mad about eating the fudge. I don't know. She has a mean face on there. I ate fudge, and it was a hit at Josh's too. And now she's mad about it. I'm making more fudge. I got lots of recipes. I gotta figure out how to make yours though. I'm making everybody their own like designated fudge flavor, so or at least as many as I can. So yeah, all day Wednesday or all day Friday we were where I was mostly sitting around, to be honest, and the guys were working because there wasn't that much for me to do. Um, can't really get down on my hands and knees anymore 'cause my knee is bad. Let's see what else. Saturday we went to Thanksgiving and there was a snowstorm, so took us 4.5 hours for a usual like 2.5 hour drive to get home. Luckily, everybody got home safely, so we're thankful for that. Um, that is something to be thankful for. I did miss my dad by like 10 minutes apparently. he uh he had a little bit of car issue on the way to my nephew's, so we had to turn around and go back to his house. And we wanted to leave early enough that we weren't like in the throes of the snowstorm driving, which I mean, I think we beat most of it. Um let's see what else. And then yesterday I woke up to a notification that our power was out and I'm like, my power's not out. And then my power went out all day. All day. And yesterday is the day that I get everything ready for the stream for the month, for the whole month. So so that happened. So I didn't get to start it on that until like 7:30 at night when the power finally came back on. Um watched a movie I'd never heard of with David Tennant in it, so that was fun. We have at least I mean we had have a generator, so finally when we it was revealed that it wasn't going to be at least until 7:30 when the power came back on. We started the generator, watched a movie, and then by the time the movie was over, the power was back on. Thank goodness. Um, my husband's like, "Did you turn up the heat?" Like, yes, I turned up the heat. I look like a moron, but it was fine. Power came back on. It was completely avoidable too. I've been complaining about these trees on the main road outside. Our neighborhood would not have this problem because everything's underground, but the main road coming to our neighborhood, trees have been sitting on the line for a decade or more and they haven't done anything about it. I've complained every time we have this issue, and it's been a lot this year. It's gone out, I don't even know how many times this year. It's ridiculous. Um, so we've been complaining and complaining. It's like you could have picked a nice spring or fall day. Guys could have been out there on a weekday. No, they have to be out there on a Sunday in the freezing cold, finally trimming the trees. It's so stupid. I cannot even. But you know, it costs more money. You know that had to cost more money. They had 7 trucks out there at one point. Oh, so maybe it won't happen again for a while. Cross your fingers, but don't count on it. What else is going on? Oh, I did get to talk to my BFF Lise yesterday. Um, you know your friends when you refer to an obscure um YouTube channel, and she goes, "You watch him too." All I did was ask her if she uses 2 bay leaves because she's not driving, and she knew exactly what I was talking about. It was excellent. I've been looking for that opportunity for a while, so it was excellent. But I found him before her for once. So yeah, that was a good talk. We talked for a long time. We talked for like 2 hours and 25 minutes. We don't talk that often, so we have to get it all out. Um, so what else? Power's back on. I guess the worst uh worst year of my life is continuing to be the worst year of my life. There's good things, but there's so much bad. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't do this. I'm a bad person. I'm bad at my job. Good thing it's just a hobby. Uh, okay. So I got some stuffs for you today. There's something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was. Anybody else have a bad holiday or a not ideal holiday? I was looking forward to seeing my dad, but I was not looking forward to driving in the snow. It's not my bag. Although my husband says he likes it. Oh, we stopped on the way back for Frosties, and usually he'll eat his Frosty in the car while he's driving on the highway. We had to stop again so he could eat his Frosty. It's kind of ridiculous. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not comfortable." I'm like, "Mm-hmm. Okay." Oh, sorry, I'm trying to talk and do stuff at the same time, and I'm not good at that. I'm not as good at multitasking as I thought. And neither is my husband, apparently, because he can't eat a Frosty in the car anymore. It was just the roads were just really snow covered. They weren't icy, but they were snow covered and slippery, and that should not be there. Okay. That's interesting. I guess we'll do 2 of those today. Oh, maybe there's not 2. Maybe I'm insane. I'm tired, I don't know why. Alrighty. Alright. Okay, so, we are gonna start off with I am the Joe, 'cause oh, I should tell you. Probably gonna take some days off. This Wednesday might be on, but later in the day. Um, due to some just changes in the schedule. Um, and I might take Friday off to go shopping, make my son take me Christmas shopping for everybody, because that's what we do, going Christmas shopping. I haven't done that because, oh, that's the other thing. My son's girlfriend uh, messed her car up. Got a little fender bendery thing. They're keeping her car for 20 days. 20 days. So they're borrowing my car, so I have no car during the day. But he has Fridays off, so he's gonna either give me my car back or take me shopping, which is it's really a bummer because I my car's been driven so much since like September. It's ridiculous. And I only put 2-year tires on that car because I thought we were gonna get rid of it. Another thing. Ridiculous. Ridiculousness. Try and save some money because I thought I was gonna get a new car. Not getting a new car because my husband had to get another new car. So we gotta wait till his payments are over for that one before I can get one, which is gonna be like 5 years from now. Not happy about it. Not happy about a lot of stuff. I'm complaining today. It's my complaint day. Alrighty. Oh, I gotta make sure I did. I gotta make sure I did one of these. Oh, no, I did. Okay, good. I'm good. I'm good. I did it. So, we're gonna start with "Am I the Jerk?" entitled "AITJ for refusing to bake my sister's wedding cake for free even though I'm a professional baker." Depends. I, 30 female, own a small bakery. My sister, 27 female, is getting married next month and asked me to make her wedding cake. I was happy to do so until she said she couldn't pay for it. I offered her a discount rate just enough to cover materials and labor for my assistant. She flipped out and said, "Your family, family helps family." The cake she wants would take 3 full days of work and cost over $500 in ingredients alone. Isn't a cake mostly flour? And flour and butter and some sugar? I mean, I told her I can't just eat that cost. She said I'm greedy and only care about money. Now my mom says I should do it as a gift and stop being so business minded, but I've done this before. I've baked for friends' events as a favor and always I'm getting stressed and unpaid. AITJ for saying no this time. I mean, it's your right to not make the cake. Um, I did have a wedding cake gifted to me, but it wasn't by a professional baker. Um, $500 in ingredients. What kind of cake is this? Holy cow. That's crazy. Yeah, you can't eat $500. If it was $100 cake, maybe. I mean, how much would you normally spend on your sister for her wedding? That's the issue. How much would you spend on a gift for your sister for her wedding? If it's not $500, then she needs to make up whatever you can't swing. That would be my. But no, you're not the jerk for not wanting the whole stress thing. I get that. What's my password? Says it's a top rated comment says NTJ, let your mom know she's welcome to pay for the ingredients and help make it with you so that family is actually helping family. I'd also make it less elaborate and easier to put together cake than what your sister wants. Reminder, she can get one at Costco if she wants. And be a lot cheaper too. Significa says if family help family, that goes both ways. They can chip in for the cost or roll their sleeves up and bake it themselves. Yeah. No BSing here says, especially as the ingredients alone are $500. Is it made of gold? And that is also my question. Is it made of gold? Then the bride is asking OP's assistant to donate days of time too. Bridezilla doesn't seem to appreciate how much time and effort these cakes take. Unless OP was planning to give $500 plus the cost of the assistant's work, this is a bonkers ask. The bride could work with OP towards a cake that's more budget friendly. For my wedding, one of my best bridesmaids. One of my bridesmaids got a 3 plain white cakes from M&S. I don't know what that is. They're using the pound sign for their money, so I'm assuming this is um at least in Europe, if not in the UK itself. I want to say they were $50 and it was a long time ago. Another friend transformed them into a tiered wedding cake with lots of handmade sugar roses, and that was my gift from 2 people. Somebody said the cost of 500 is not hard to do. $7 a pound for butter, which is that seems a little high, but depends on what kind of butter you're getting. If you're getting the really good butter, I can see that. Flour doubled in recent years. Sugar, granulated sugar, icing sugar, eggs, vanilla's all gone up quite a bit. If there's a chocolate shortage and prices are high. Tiered cake, you need supports, cake boards, delivery boxes, icing colors. Yeah, but she'd already have the icing colors in the piping bag, so that's not an expense. Um, embellishments. She said, sure, the bride could get sheet cakes from somewhere, but that doesn't sound like she would settle for those. Well, if she has to, I guess she would, wouldn't she? Everything adds up. She was also asking for a bit of help to cover the wages of her assistant, which I mean, she could do the work herself. Wedding cakes do take days to make. They're not baked and decorated the day of pickup. If they were, you'd get cakes that look like the show Nailed It on Netflix. If you've never seen Nailed It, it's a good show. I love that show. I don't have Netflix right now, so I can't watch it, but I do like it. As far as demanding free cakes, it's also very believable. I've been making cakes working in commercial kitchens for almost 30 years, and I've lost track of how many times a free cake or free catering has been demanded from me. I live in this exact scenario many times. I found people don't value your time, effort, and labor when you work with food. I think I think the bulk of a cake is the time you put into it. I mean, yeah, everything's gone up, but everything's gone up. It's still relatively a cheap thing to make. Um, but if you want the best of ingredients, that does get expensive. I picked up a candy bar yesterday at the store thinking I wanted it. Well, I do want it. I still want one. $14 for a normal size candy bar. It was just a lint candy bar. Yeah, decorating the cake is the most valuable thing. Um, but it's also something you can give away if you're willing to. And I get if you're not willing to, that's fine too. I think demanding a free cake is a bit much. You shouldn't demand a free cake. If somebody's willing to give you a free cake, that's a whole other story. If she asked for her to make the cake and she said, "Okay, and I'll, throw it for free," that's up to her, not but you shouldn't demand it from somebody, that's wrong. And the next one is from Entitled People, and it's entitled Gentle Parenting is Sad to Watch as a Retail Worker. Second edit again. I'm sorry I called it gentle parenting. I'm not a parent. I don't interact with children often. I didn't look up the latest parenting terms because I don't plan on having kids. It's just a venting stress relief post. So she doesn't even know what she's talking about. Yeah, it was a Dubai chocolate candy bar. It was at Walmart. So it wasn't like just a lint candy bar at Walmart, $14. I kid you not. Ask your dad, he was there. He's the one that noticed the price. Otherwise, I would probably just paid it and not realized why my grocery bill was so high. Okay, very standard setup. I work in small clothing store in a mall. The Dubai tax. Yeah, the Dubai tax is high. And that little whatever the little stuff is that they put inside it, that's got to be all the expense. I forgot what they called it. It looks kind of like hay. That's the only way I can describe it. It looks like hay, but supposedly it's really good. All right, let's start over again. Um, Very standard setup. I work in a small clothing store in a mall, and I'm a supervisor, and I was the only one at the till. Lady had some standard returns and purchases, whatever. Her child, I would guess maybe 5 or 6, was playing with a bracelet set while we did our transaction. We finished up, and the lady said, "Okay, give the bracelet to the lady and let's go." Child did give it back. I said thank you, and they went to leave. Mom leaves. Child comes running back into the store looking for the bracelet. Mom comes back to look for her. Child ends up crying about how much she wants the bracelet. I mean, that's 5 or 6. That's a little old to be doing stuff like that. I will concur. Whatever, I figure the parent is going to handle it. None of my business until the kid comes running behind me and the tills trying to look for the bracelet. Mom is just standing there on the other side, looking exasperated, and says in that gentle parenting voice, "Come on, we have to go." Kid tried to dig through my stuff, bags, clothes, whatever, just beyond the tills. And I say to the mom, "Hey, if you want to come back here and grab her, that's fine." She doesn't reply. Oh, okay. You don't have to get me one for Christmas. That's ridiculously expensive. But I do like pistachio. I'm not convinced on the rice bits though. I'll have to try it though. I'll try it. I don't really like the Rice Krispie, this crunchy bar. What's it called? Nestle Crunch. I'm not big on that one. I don't know why. Just never have been. Kid tried to dig through my stuff, bags, clothes, just whatever is beyond the tills, behind the tills. I say to the mom, "Hey, if you want to come back here and grab her, that's fine." She doesn't reply. At that point, I had to set in. There's sharp pins for security tags and stuff, and I had more customers to help. So as the kid was running to hide from mom, I snuck my arm out to block her. Holy crap, you'd think I broke her arm. She screamed so loud, like that toddler piercing wail. She's not a toddler, she's a school age kid. Maybe she's younger than she looks, maybe she's just big. Big kids Bigger kids that don't look their size don't match their age, have a hard time. They're expected to act certain ways that they're not, um, to act certain ways that they're not equipped to act because they're just not old enough. Kid then bolted around my store and had another screaming, crying fit on the floor. Again, mom just stood there. I'm not a parent, and I do understand the whole kids have tantrum idea, but I was under the impression you remove them from the upsetting situation. No, sometimes you just leave them there and let them fly out. Like, what are you gonna do? Lauren says she saw crazy parenting when she worked at Walmart. I have no doubt. I have no doubt at all. The joy of retail, though, is that I had to email my district manager the whole story in case the lady tries to say I hurt her child. Edit, apologies for calling it gentle parenting. I'm not. parent, so I don't know the terms other than what friends have told me. Third update, edit update. I got a slap on the wrist from my DM because I shouldn't ever touch a customer's child. Next time I'll let him play in the bin of sharp pins. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? If the mother's not putting her hands on the child, somebody has to because they have to protect everything. They have to protect them from themselves. Fourth update, hopefully the last update. It turns out my DM more meant that she doesn't want me or other employees to intervene with children because she would rather the company get sued than us personally, if that makes sense. That does. In the much more interesting update, when I went to work for a different day, the same mom and child were in the store. And yet again, mom was on the other side of the store while this kid is trying to pull on our mannequins. I just looked at my manager and said, dibs out. She went over and told this kid to please not touch our mannequins. The mother then threw a shirt in the till and said, well, I didn't see anything today, anyways. My manager is actually concerned this lady is trying to find a lawsuit, so she might get banned if she returns. Definitely my first viral Reddit post. Some of the comments made me lose faith in people, but that's how it goes. Thank you, people, for sympathizing with my suffering of working with the public. Slash says, that's not gentle parenting, that's no parenting. Yeah, exactly. Gentle parenting would be going to get the kid and then talking to the kid about what they're doing wrong, but obviously that hasn't happened ever because the kid wouldn't be acting like that still at 6 or 7 years old. Comments removed by moderator, removed by moderator, removed by moderator. Holy Jazz says it's permissive, not gentle. Gentle has boundaries and consequences, just not physical punishment, which is mostly how I raised my kids. Tried to, anyway. Sometimes you have a failure of imagination. We all do. All right. Maybe you should write us some crazy parenting stories, Lauren, so we can read them. Oh, that's what I didn't. Oh, you know what? I am dumb. I am dumb, dumb, dumb. We did not start with our opening segment, which is the Seven Little Johnsons that I only that I only watched half of last week. Remember that? Yeah, I'm dumb. That's okay. Briefness is okay. You could write all of them up, and we can do it all in one fell swoop if you want. You don't have to. Lauren retail roundup. We could do a retail roundup. That's how it could do. All right, we got to do a reality roundup right now, though, because I forgot to do that because I was not prepared because I'm dumb. Oh my goodness. Here's the other one. I forgot to put up my segments here. Okay. Here's it go. I'm trying to figure out where to put the middle one. Sister. I don't even see that one up there. Oh. Okay, I don't know where to put it now. So I need something else because that one didn't go up there. Oh wait, that's not it. That wasn't the right one. Am I on the right day? I'm not even on the right day, dang it. No wonder it wasn't working for me. I'm not even in the right day. Okay. Let's get back to reality roundup. Okay. I'm Goofus. You'll have to excuse me. Oh, so, as you if you remember from last week, I forgot to watch the last part of Samuel L. Johnson's. Turned out it was like half the show. I forgot to watch the whole half of the show. So I get forget. So this time I didn't get up and take a shower in the middle of it. I waited until I was done, which is why my hair's still a little wet. Okay, Seven Little Johnsons continued. So, Allie's parents were talking. We were in godforsaken Ohio, and Allie's parents were talking about how Alex and Allie met at the end of when we cut off last time. So after that, her parents say that she's having leg surgery, which I have noticed her legs are really bowed. Apparently, she's like literally walking on her ankles. Her legs are so bowed. No, keep in mind she's 18 and a senior in high school, and they have not fixed this yet, which seems kind of crazy to me. It looks painful, but my understanding is that it's not. It might be since she's walking on her ankles, hurting her feet, but but her legs probably don't hurt, even though it looks very painful. Um, it also occurs to me that having that kind of surgery would be more successful if done a little earlier, but apparently they do it after puberty because the growth puberty growth spurt can cause more bowing if they do it earlier. Although Alex had his when he was little. Um, so I'm not a doctor, but it seems like earlier would be better for that. Especially if she's walking on her ankles, you'd want that done right away, as soon as you could, because that could cause other problems. Seems like, and of course they have know-it-all ambitch explain that it's that the surgery is to straighten the lower leg, which I mean, couldn't we figure that out based on the circumstances there? Uh, she also said that the surgery is being done in Georgia because they're using the surgery that the Johnsons have used. I'm sure they met him at one of the conferences because the doctors go to a lot of the conferences and give free or low cost evaluations during the little people conferences. So that's probably where they met him. But also, he already knew the Johnsons, which probably put some, you know, I mean, Alex and Liz do have really straight feet, really straight legs now. So obviously, he knows what he's doing. Um, Allie's parents are hoping that their kids, they have three girls, will keep the farm going. And they do seem to genuinely like Alex, which is nice. Um, they cut to the Johnston's backyard where Trent and Amber are mostly Trent are picking up sticks from the yard. They have a big fire pit, which a lot of us in the country do. Um, and it is getting pretty full, so he decides to burn it before he starts the other side of the yard. Of course, I have to talk about Anna. Amber says Alex is not happy with Anna's apology, which it seemed like a sincere apology to me. Um, Seems like they thought it wasn't good enough because it happened because of the family drama. She said, I'm sorry I wasn't at your graduation, but keep in mind, I didn't want to take away from your graduation because of the family drama. Um, I mean, that's a legitimate reason to miss a graduation is because you don't want to get into it with other people that are there. And just because she had a reason for not being there doesn't mean that she wasn't sincerely apologized. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't feel like I could go. Anna says she knows she's pulled back from the family and says it's because her parents and she doesn't feel comfortable being around them, which would you? Seriously, they're horrible to her. Amber's complaining that the family isn't going to be together for the holiday. Whose fault's that, Amber? I mean, your kid doesn't feel comfortable in your presence. You didn't invite her to Poppy's birthday thing. You didn't invite her to the fall festival. Um, Amber says she missed Poppy's birthday thing and the fall festival. She wasn't invited. How could she have been there when she didn't even know what was going on? And they're not going to invite her to Leighton's birthday party either. And they're going to blame Anna for not coming when she didn't know. Amber literally said Oh, she knows when Layton's birthday is. Okay, that doesn't mean that's the day of the party. That doesn't mean that she knows what's going on because you don't even talk to her, much less let her know what's going on. Okay, Lauren says she knows nothing about this show. It's seven, well, it's parents, two biological kids, three adopted kids, and they're all little people. That's basically the show. Other than that, and bitch. Lauren is the one that wanted me to do this, so the fact that she doesn't know anything about these people is hilarious. Okay, so Amber says she wants to try and talk to Anna again, but to see if Anna will come around, not to actually fix anything on her part. They have no compromise in them at all. They are not willing to let anything go. They're insisting that Anna participate and conversate, which is not even a word. But every time she tries to do that, they yell at her and they blame everything on her. And everything is not on her. Like the incident with the graduation gown. That was a nothing incident and they're still holding it against her that she came in the house and took a graduation gown that was never going to be used again. Probably wouldn't even known if they hadn't seen the pictures. She says that Amber says that when you don't take ownership of what you've done, it's impossible to move forward. Amber, who never takes ownership of anything she's done. And really, it's not. Like, it's not impossible to move forward. You can choose not to move forward, or you can choose to let things go and move forward, Amber. But she's got to have it her way or the highway, her way or no way. Honestly, Trent would be a much better parent without her. She says they have to figure out how Anna is going to move forward with her family. Maybe Anna's going to move forward without her toxic family, which would probably be better for her. Then we go back to godforsaken Ohio, where Alex and Amber are trying to find some alone time at a pumpkin patch because, you know, well, she's still in high school. Alex says she loves Allie because she's kind and caring, and that's genuinely sweet. He was genuinely sweet about it. Allie has said that she wants to stay on the farm, so Alex is ready to move out there as soon as he's done with college or as soon as he's done with his core classes. Um, he wants to do a double major in agriculture and broadcasting, and it sounds like he wants to do both by broadcasting at home while working on the farm. Depending on what he's doing on the farm, that can be doable. Sometimes that's not doable because certain farm works are year round and certain are not. If it's not year round, he could probably do both. And then Allie is considering whether she wants to go to campus or stay home. Please, Allie, go to campus. You need that. Alex and Emma should be in college on campus. They're living in a little bubble. They need to get out of it. Then we cut to Liz and Bryce talking about building on the land, or rather, Liz is talking about building on the land, and Bryce is just standing there doing nothing. They want a barn dominium, which is a barn-like structure that's a house on the inside and looks like a barn on the outside. Which I don't think that fits in that McMansion neighborhood that they have land in. Um, I wonder if that place has an HOA or ordinances by the county or township. I know somebody who couldn't build a house that looked like a log cabin because of the local ordinances in her area, which has changed since they built their house, but wouldn't let them build a log cabin house, which would a legitimate like 2-story house wouldn't let them make it look like a log cabin. It's silly. Sometimes it's silly, but that house would not fit in that neighborhood at all. If you've seen Bryce's parents' house or um, the Johnston house, it does not fit. And people live in areas with a certain aesthetic for a reason. So they're talking about accommodations, and Liz says that she wants a walk-in shower, which I mean, I don't think that's unusual in a house anymore. So that's kind of normal. I don't see where that's an accommodation at all. Jonah said he'd only want kitchen stools and lowered light fixtures for accommodations. Alex says he'd like lower kitchen cabinets and things like that, which is reasonable. Emma wants an elevator instead of stairs, not in addition to stairs, instead of stairs. Alex brings up the very valid point of it breaking down. And Jonah just like, yeah, it's like an appliance, like the refrigerator. Just call a maintenance guy. Like, I think that calling a refrigerator repairman versus a elevator repairman might be a little bit different because there's not as many of them. So we go back to Liz and Bryce's barn dominiums, and the builder says that they're mostly built on slabs, but they could grade the lot to accommodate that. Possibly, they're not going to be able to grade that lot to accommodate a slab. It's way too steep. I don't think he's even seen the lot because it's way too sloped for that. He tells her that the build will take 6 to 9 months, which seems perfectly reasonable, maybe even longer, probably longer. She doesn't look too happy about it, and Bryce has not said a word the whole time. And then they have uh, a head talking head bit with Bryce. He is very anxious to get into his own place, and who could blame him? He's living with Amber and Trent. I would not be able to wait to get out of that situation. So now they're rethinking the land because of the costs and time it'll take, which because they had a goal of Leighton's second birthday, so they wanted to be out within a year from this time. Then we go back to Alex and Allie, and they're going to Skyline for Cincinnati chili. So romantic, Alex. So romantic. You see this girl every, what, 6 months? And you can't take her to a nice place for dinner? It's not like he doesn't have money. He has a whole entire show. Well, maybe his parents don't give him any money. That's a possibility. Alex and Allie have so much in common. They both stutter when they're nervous. They're both planners. And Allie's about to have the same leg surgery that Alex had. Isn't that just great? There's so much in common. Really, it's more about the farming. They both really do like the farming, which is fine. Allie is nervous about this surgery and also excited, which is completely understandable to be nervous and excited about it. Um, Alex had the surgery when he was really little because of how bad his legs were, and Liz had the surgery um, after puberty, so she was 13 when she had hers. So this is still 5 years past 18, past 13, because Allie's 18 already. They're talking about when they'll see each other next, and Alex says he's met the woman he's going to marry. She's in high school. She is a girl. She is not a woman. Um, and then it's like put some notes on about the bubble, the college bubble that they both need to get out. All three of them need to get out of. It would have really done Alex, Emma good to be in a college environment away from mommy and daddy dictating their lives all the time. I hate barn houses too. They're not attractive. I like log cabins though. Lauren said she hates barn houses. Barn dominiums. It's a barn dominium, Lauren. Get it right. All right. So let's go back to that's all I got for that. I'm behind. I did not have a chance to, of course, um read watch any TV, which I would have done yesterday after I got the regular monthly roundup stuff done, but didn't have power, so and the cable was out, so no cable. Didn't even get started till 7:30 at night. It was more like 8. It was after the movie, after we got the movie over. It was more like 8 o'clock. I was done by around 10:30, I think. It's only 2.5 hours. I was like booking. Usually I don't do that much, but I was booking, so there's probably mistakes everywhere. Because I am not a perfect person. Never ever. All right. We're gonna get back to this. This is from Malicious Compliance entitled Boss said I must use my vacation before month end, but also no one can take time off. So I read the policy. Company sends a shiny HR email, subject line all caps, use it or lose it. I hate that. Use it or lose it vacation time. It's such BS. We had to burn our remaining PTO by the 30th or it evaporates into the sun, which is BS because you've earned that. That's money you've earned over and above your pay. Same day manager announces in a stand up that due to quarter end, no one can take time off until the first. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I asked how to reconcile that, and he shrugs and says, "Talk to HR." HR says, "Talk to your manager." Cute loop. So I open the handbook because I'm a petty librarian when annoying. I'm a petty librarian all the time. I don't even have to be annoyed to be a petty librarian. Page 14 has this little sentence I never noticed. Quote, PTO requests are not explicitly denied in writing within 48 business days are considered approved. There's also a note that a partial day PTO is allowed in 1 hour blocks. Thank you, legal team. I submitted 10 separate requests, 2 hours every morning next week, 2 hours every afternoon the week after. Random Friday, 3 to 5 to watch a plumber, and 1 full day to visit my mom. I sent the request to our HR portal, which auto emails the manager and CCs a shared inbox nobody watches. Then I went back to my tasks and set reminders. 48 business hours pass, no denial. The portal changes each request to an approved green checkmark confetti GIF. Woo. And yes, it's GIF, so sue me. Monday comes at 9:58. I put out a cheerful note on team chat. Heading out. See you at noon. Manager pings me to hop on a client call. I reply with a screenshot of the policy, the portal approval, silence. Then green dots typing, then nothing. By Wednesday, our calendar looked like cheese. Half the team remembered they also had PTO sitting around and started filling in little blocks. Meetings kept colliding with green bars. Finance realized that if we did not use the days now, they would be paid out at separation later, which they hate. Oh, so you're not even actually losing them. Nice. HR wrote a post saying we should coordinate, but that approvals already granted stand. My manager called a huddle and asked why productivity dipped. I said we're following HR's instructions to use PTO. He said he meant in November. I sent him the original email timestamped this month. This was in October, by the way. These are October. Or no, this would have been November. This was 28 days ago. No, this is the early November. So he's probably asked for all the time off in October. He signed and said he never thought anyone would actually read the handbook. Don't get me started about people reading handbooks. Oh, where am I at? I can't even. Okay. I used every hour, took my mom to lunch, and my plumber fixed the cursed sink at 3:40 while I drank tea. Next week, a new policy appeared. PTO must be requested in full day increments during quarter end, and managers must respond within 24 hours. Thanks for clarifying. Truly. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen either. Oh, that's great. I love it. People really don't read handbooks. When I was working at the campground, it wasn't very big. You could read it in like 20 minutes, less than 30 minutes. If I can read it in 30 minutes, anybody can. Um, and it had everything spelled out. I mean everything. They've been in business, well, they're celebrating their 50 years right now. So they've been in business a long time. They know how to write a handbook and they know what needs to be in there. So the people come up and say, so and so said blah blah blah, and I'd say, well, yeah, that's that rule. And they'd say, well, I didn't know that. Well, first of all, ignorance of the law is no excuse. You should have known it. I said, well, you should have known that. Well, so and so didn't tell me when I bought in. Like, well, whose fault is that? Not mine. I just enforce the rules. I don't write them. Um, I said, well, it's in the handbook. Well, I didn't read the handbook. Well, maybe you should try, or at least look it up afterwards. If you come into a problem, it has an index. It's easy to look up. Excuses. Irritating. Irritating. Coder Joe says, I used to encourage my employees to use all of their vacation time as well as their sick time. I wanted my team to avoid burning out as it took nearly a year to get a new hire fully trained. Yeah, exactly. When companies are like this and they have burnout, low low morale, like GM has right now, um, just stupid stuff. Turnover costs you money. Turnover costs you a lot of money. That's why my sister pays her employees above minimum wage running in a restaurant and lets them keep their tips because she has like no turnover because people know when they're working, what they're doing, how much they're going to get paid before they even start. And they don't have to quit because they know what they're doing. Not my real name says real spelled like a Latin real. If only corporates understand that. Ex foodie laughs in Europe. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. They have great employee worker rights in Europe. If I have PTO in the system and it gets approved automatically straight away, there's little or no mechanism which my manager can deny my leave. I'm still expected to arrange a backup and handover for my tasks where needed, but I'm an adult and so it's really not an issue. Corporate with 70,000 employees worldwide. Yeah, that's how you do it. You need to have enough employees that you can cover people when somebody's out. It's not that hard. Doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Yeah, you might have some overlap. Cost of doing business. All right. Next we have AITAH. AITAH for telling a lady at the park that I was going to get physical with her and have her arrested when she called the cops. They shouldn't be getting physical with people. My best friend is a woman I have known since middle school. We have been friends for 40 years, literally. She and her husband have a child very late in life, like she was 42. Kid is great, and I was the fourth person to ever hold him after his parents and grandmother. I have been in his life since hours after he was born. I am a very large child. I work a fly in and fly out job, and I make a great living. My kids are grown up and on their own. My wife loves having the kid around and treats him like a grandchild. That's probably should. That's cool. I like having him around and treat him like a sibling. We play Lego and Nintendo. No, that's treating him like a grandfather. Trust me. I've seen it. It happens in my house. I've had to relearn everything I forgot about Minecraft. So I'm also the go-to babysitter on my weeks off, and it works out because I have nothing better to do when I'm home. Problem is, I'm 6 foot, 300-pound Hispanic man that looks exactly like what you would expect an oil field worker to look like. Marcus, not his real name, is an 8-year-old kid with long red hair and green eyes, and he's so white that looks like they raised an albino in a closet. I had him at a park by my house this weekend while his mom and dad had some downtime. He was having fun. When it was time to go, he was a little jerk and wouldn't come off. So I chased him down and threw him over my shoulder while he struggled and giggled. And that's when this lady got in my face. She told me to put him down. I didn't want any problems, so I did. Said she'd already called the cops and tried to take him away. She grabbed his arm hard. He was calling out to me, so I told her to let him go or we would be having a physical confrontation. All of a sudden, she wasn't so anxious to be a hero. Marcus hid behind me and we waited for the cops. She had her phone out and was recording me. When the cops showed up, they separated the three of us to talk to. I had already called my wife. She was livid. She's a tiny Welsh woman who doesn't take crap from anyone. Yeah, the short people are like chihuahuas. Don't mess with us. The cops already figured out everything when my wife showed up. They were still trying to get a hold of Marcus's mom and dad. They are away for the weekend. Anyway, my wife pulls out her phone for the cops and shows them an album she has of me and Marcus for the last 9 years. She points to the bruise on Marcus's arm where the woman grabbed him. The cop said the lady was just trying to help. No, she wasn't. It wasn't any of her business. I asked him if I had given him the bruise, and they showed up if I would also get a pass. They ended up arresting the woman, handcuffs and everything. No clue what happened after that. I'm wondering if I could have handled it better. Am I the asshole for what happened? How could I have been better? No, you were not the a-hole. That's busybodies. The kid was crying. It wasn't crying. He was laughing. Know the difference. Know the difference. My brother-in-law could be in the same situation with one of my kids. My kids are very white. They're half Polish and half Whitey McWhiterson American since 1600s. They're white. They're very white. My brother-in-law, very Mexican. Extremely Mexican. I can't imagine some busybody like intervening with my brother-in-law and my kids. They all love my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law loves all of them. Like, leave people alone. Would be even worse if it was my brother-in-law's own daughter who does not look half Mexican, but she is. She claims she's the whitest Mexican on earth. She's not. I actually found a whiter one. But I mean, I can imagine this scenario with him with his own kid. That's craziness. No one is special, says is a top comment. When I worked in retail, we had a big rule: never accuse. We could say, "Are you having fun with your daddy today? Are you taking good care of grandpa?" If the adult answered, "Don't give kids a chance," and grab the kid hard, then we might become slightly alert. But if the kid answered, "That's my uncle," or "yes," or anything that indicated that they were with that person, we were done. NTA and show up for every hearing. Make sure that photos of the bruise are entered into evidence. Nosy little Biddy deserves every bit of punch she can get. Somebody used the word biddy. Aren't we happy? Aren't we happy, my biddies? We use it as a what do you call it? As a pet name. She really is a biddy. Hold fast says this is a pretty smart approach. Don't accuse, verify. Yeah. The fifth exclamation mark says, I just watch. If the man had been at the park the entire time the kid has, chances are the kid that called out to him, look at me, watch this, or asked to play with him. We've got ice cream. What flavor do you want? It's obvious he knows and trusts the adult. Even if that's not the case and the child is playing with other children, when it's time to go, the adult would clearly call the child by name and the child would respond with familiarity. No, 5 more minutes. Like it's obvious which children belong to which adult if you watch. Side note, I've never got an instant wondered if a child was being kidnapped, but I have wondered which parent belongs to which child if the parent or guardian doesn't look like any of the kids playing out of nosiness. I've also wondered who a parent was when a child was poorly behaved. And sometimes they don't look like they're the parent because it's a step parent or a guardian of some sort. Or like mom's sister's husband. You're not always going to look like the kid's not always going to look like the people they're with. It's just the way it is. Oh, this is an update one. This is from Just No Mill. Okay, I think I know. Let's go get the original, shall we? Good, it's right there. All right, I found it. Yeah. Yay. We did good today. No, we didn't. We weren't even prepared when we got on here. All right, this is from Just No Mill. Mill referred to our unborn baby as her child and says she's coming over whether we like it or not. Don't. Hi, everyone. Longtime lurker, first time poster, interested in sharing experiences or advice. A little backstory. My husband and I have been friends since childhood, grew up together, so I know his mother fairly well. We have never been close, but we used to be friendly enough in middle and high school, but not since then. For the entire time I've known her, she's been extremely religious, believing she is a powerful witch. Okay, that's really weird. Both of his parents have been borderline neglectful or extreme narcissists. His mom initiated a very dramatic, ugly divorce as soon as he turned 18 that has created a lot of problems for both of his parents, who have become increasingly emotionally needy, reliant on my husband. This includes frequent late phone calls, crying, sharing intimate and inappropriate details of the marriage, lying about things said and done that we know did not happen. Both of them using information he shares about his life to try and manipulate the other. That sounds wonderful. Poor guy. Poor guy. Is he an only child? Because that would be even worse if he couldn't spread it around a little bit. Over time, some boundaries have been somewhat set, but it's been challenging, and it is obvious they see him and me as children and don't really respect our wishes. Just they don't say how old they are. OP doesn't say how old she and the husband are. They could be 19. They could be in their mid 30s. Who knows? Despite all this, all has been well since husband and I moved across the country for our careers. We have been busy in school, later establishing careers, and thankfully neither of his parents have made a true effort to come visit more than a couple times for less than a week, which is NBD. I don't know what NBD, not bad, something, I don't know. During this time, we have been in therapy planning for a family, and we finally felt ready this past spring. We lost our first baby before telling anyone. Oh, that's so sad. And it was very upsetting. Of course it was. Following this, we both agreed to wait to tell family. We wait extra to tell his family since we know they would likely have inappropriate, overwhelming reactions. Well, today was the day, and holy crap, it was just so much worse than anybody could have ever prepared me for. I'm genuinely in shock. I knew his mom was in love with him and aggressive, as shown by her words and actions through the divorce, but today was just beyond. We told her, and her first reaction was that she already knew, which was a weird thing to say, and then that she was disappointed to be finding out so late. I'm 23 weeks pregnant. Then she announces that she has a trip planned to visit our state conveniently during the baby's due date. No, she didn't. So she'll be there. She does not have a trip planned. She just planned that in her head at that second. The husband politely and calmly explained that we aren't having any family at the hospital or at home for the first few weeks, so she'd have to come back later. I could feel her anger through the phone immediately. She followed with, "Oh, well, okay, I'll just drop in really quick then." You're going to go across the country to drop in really quick? No, you're not. Don't lie. My husband again politely enforced our boundary and even wavered a little to placate her, saying we could play it by ear. The rest of the call was uncomfortable as she kept making passive aggressive, nasty comments about how she can't believe we are making her wait to meet her baby. Oh my goodness. And she's shocked we waited this long to tell her. Whatever, I thought I could ignore the comments. Then she casually tried to mention visiting again. Once again, my husband reinforced the boundary, at which point she raised her voice and said, "Okay, well, once you finally allow me to visit, get ready because I'm going to be by. I'm going to see my child and visit often, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be an active grandmother, not like your grandmother, what's her name. And don't worry, I know how busy it gets. I'll be here when you need the help, and you'll need the help." Mm, she may or may not need the help. And if it's you helping, she don't need the help. She laughed at the end as if to play it off as half a joke or something. But we were honestly speechless. I don't even remember how my husband finished the conversation because I just felt sick to my stomach. The whole call felt so threatening and cold. He's planning on talking to her tomorrow since this call happened late and we were both too emotional to think rationally about how to handle this. But I can't help but feel just so bad, angry that she thinks she can act this way and that my husband has to deal with this and my kids can't have a normal grandmother, and hurt that someone would refer to my baby as their own child. Any advice, similar experiences, or just words of comfort? Welcome. Alternative Dig has the top comment and is, "I'm thankful that as wonderful as my mother-in-law seems over the phone and FaceTime, she lives in another another country, and is even more afraid of flying than I am. We have never met in person. There are no grandchildren involved. She's got enough from her other children. I wish you luck. Tell your doctor, midwife, doula, hospital that she's not welcome at the birth." Definitely do that. Make sure she doesn't have keys to your home. Get cameras and be firm with your boundaries. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to say, my babies are coming to see me, but they're not your kids because they're not. They're your kids' kids. and they're the parents. It's another thing to just, like this lady, just come out and say that right away. It's not your baby, lady. Okay, where did we go there? Um, that. So to continue, we have an update. Mother-in-law referred to our unborn baby as her child and said she's coming over whether we like it or not. Hi again, everyone. This is unfortunately not the update I want to be posting, but I'm at a loss to where to go from here. Check post history to read OG comment, which was not very much before. After the comments made during the last phone call, my husband and I felt extremely uncomfortable with mother in law. Neither of us expected that response, and we were totally shocked. But we both felt addressing her comments was important, especially the my child comment. My amazing partner spent most of the morning drafting a respectful but firm text message, and the response both forward us text essentially said, "Hi, Mom. I want to address your comments from our call last night. I understand it was an exciting moment for you and you have a strong desire to help, but wife and I have decided that we don't want any visitor for the first few weeks, and our decisions are not up for debate. Your comment about our baby being your child was not appropriate as well. You may not show up uninvited to the hospital or our home, or you will be turned away if you do. Our relationship with our family is invitation based and depends on understanding and respect. Thank you for your support and for understanding." Fine, right? Well, no, of course not. Wrong. She immediately texted him back and said, "I never said that. Call me." Proceeds to blow up his phone trying to call him. After several unsuccessful rings, she finally leaves the most bizarre voicemail. For the sake of privacy, I'm not posting it here, but essentially is complete denial of any of this happened. She states she never said she would show up. It was not disappointed and did not push the boundary. All factually false. She insisted this was one big misunderstanding. She said she was merely talking about how hopeful she is that she will be around her grandchildren often and be active in their lives. She made several appeals to emotion and became clearly frustrated during the voicemail, saying that she just wants a relationship with husband and the baby. When she was pregnant, she just wanted her mom there, so this is a shock. Okay, you wanted your mom there, not your mother in law, correct? Because your mom is a different person than your mother in law. As wonderful as my mother in law was, she wasn't my mom, and I would not have wanted her at my births. At the end of the voicemail, she essentially said, "I wish you'd just call me to talk about this, but you can forget me ever showing up on your doorstep unannounced. I don't do things like that." She made zero mention of me and didn't even address the my child's comment at all. My husband and I were floored by this response and immediately felt beyond gaslit. We both sat there and talked about how we heard her clearly say those things to us and have cold, threatening demeanor that left us both feeling like crap the day before. But it's like she's pretending it never happened. In response to this, my amazing husband drafted a brief message saying, "Thank you for your message. I know clearly that what I heard during our call yesterday, and that language still makes me uncomfortable. There is no misunderstanding. Please understand and respect the boundaries that myself and wife have put into place, and we can talk more about meeting the baby during insert life event a couple months ago." So probably some kind of wedding or family reunion or something like that, or a holiday. But they'll see each other in the meantime. Response was just a text that she never said those things, and this is very upsetting for her. Both her husband and I are at a total loss of how to address this. I personally feel extremely uncomfortable around her and her language around our baby. I think her ability to lie so blatantly about a conversation we had is scary. And husband has been amazing and reinforces the boundaries, but feels as though we can correct any overstep boundaries as we go. And she may become more reasonable if she realizes low contact, no contact is on the table. In my experience, that really doesn't work well. You have to be You actually have to follow through, and most people don't. Most people have a really hard time following through. My concern is that she has already shown her character and intent. There are deeper issues not mentioned in this post detail: religious psychosis, jealousy, and dislike of my family, previous extremely manipulative behavior, husband's family that made me extremely nervous about this person being around my child. My husband is personally not comfortable setting a true low contact, no contact boundary and is not comfortable in telling her that we are basically doing one of those. He feels though we need a definitive reason to go low or no contact. And this kind of language, as well as her religious beliefs and other behaviors, are not reason enough. Really, it depends on how it manifests itself. Sometimes things manifest themselves in weird ways. As a separate note, emotional rant, I feel horrible. I've always been excited to be a mom and be pregnant now. I feel like there's this person who is going to be breathing down our backs forever, who doesn't view me as a real person, let alone the mother of my child. The fact that she has not once spoken to me personally about the pregnancy and has made no effort to build any kind of relationship with me prior to this, but was expecting to be in the delivery room without my consent is hurtful. She has also texted my husband recommending supplements to give me and is starting to feel like I'm not anything close to family, but rather just a baby machine. I've always wanted a relationship with future in laws before I even met my husband. This feels like a nightmare. For all the comments suggesting therapy, husband and I have both attended separate sessions, but we'll be meeting with a couples therapist to discuss this. We both agree it's us versus the problem, and we don't just want a decision that's what's best for our child and our marriage. Well, I hope there's more updates on that because that sounds very interesting dynamic. Yeah, mother-in-law sounds a little off, and that's never good. People that are a little off, it's never turns out well. Okay, this is from Server Life and it's entitled They Took One of Our Cooks. And let me guess who they are. I don't know whether this is okay here. I understand if it's too politically hot, but I feel like I'm losing my mind and I need to hear that this is insane. My spot uses a small kitchen, tight knit crew, both BOH and tight knit crew FOH. Oh, back of house and front of house. Okay. Tight knit crew, both back of house and tight knit crew front of house. I manage the front end. One of our cooks got picked up by ICE. One of the other cooks is close with his family and he's seen the security footage from their home cameras. He just got kidnapped off the street. He's a hardworking kid. He's like 22, maybe 23, trying to help his family. The pup is shaken. I don't like comparing work with family, but I see this kid as like 3 to 5 times a week. Felt like a cousin. Now he's just somewhere gone. His family is trying to pinpoint where he is. It's still early, but this is so messed up. He's not a criminal. He's just a good kid that works hard. Exactly. He's not a criminal. And anyone that says that, anyone that crosses the border illegally is a criminal, they're wrong. It's a civil infraction. It is not a criminal misdemeanor. It is a civil misdemeanor. It's like getting a parking lot or a parking ticket or a traffic ticket. It's no more serious than that. And once and if they're in the process of becoming legal, they're here legally at that point. So if anybody tells you differently, you can correct them. uh, Sneaky Pie said they took one of our regulars, a 70-year-old Mexican man on a motorized wheelchair who hasn't been to Mexico in 30 years. This crap is happening. It's real. Learn to protect yourselves and the communities you care about. Holly Golightly says, oh my God, I can't wait for the day these effers get their Nuremberg. Me either. Same, girl, same. Koki says the last line is what makes me so mad about this. This is the argument I use with people who are anti-immigration. I've been in this industry almost 3 decades in an area where grunt work is restaurants is done primarily by Latins. I've met so many of them, and almost all of them are amazing people. Sure, there's a few bad seeds, but that's exactly how I'd characterize all the people I've worked with in the industry, regardless of the color or position in the restaurant. To be honest, I've met more owners and management that I wouldn't have a beer with outside of work than Latins. Of course, they're hardworking people. I don't know why people say differently. I don't understand it, other than they've never met a Mexican. My niece says she's a Mexican, not a Mexicant. They work hard. They work harder than us because they have harder jobs. Sitting in a desk, yeah, it's hard on your brain. Picking up um, fruit out of fields and such, way harder on your body than on your brain. And your brain is can easily recover, and your body cannot. So yeah, they work hard, harder than somebody sitting in a desk any day. no matter how many hours you think you work. Our next read is from Petty Revenge, entitled Petty Revenge Was Worse Than I Imagined. Okay, that's different. I told this story at work today, and somebody said I should post it here. At the end of our relationship about 8 years ago now, my then partner and I split, and I was moving out of the place we shared because he owned it. He was a jerk, and our relationship ended with physical abuse. That's never good. I had not long before spent serious time and money putting in the garden beds all the way around the house. Many of my flowers were expensive, and I told him I planned to take them out and plant them at my new place, and he agreed. While getting large plants at the garden center, I saw they had catnip seeds. Now I knew catnip would be hard to grow, but that's pretty much all I knew about at the time. In a fit of spite, I bought a ton of catnip seeds and seeded the newly empty beds with them. I figured because I'd been told they were very difficult to propagate, maybe a few plants might prop up and attract neighborhood cats, and he'd have to weed them out, and it would be a minor annoyance for him. That's all I ever intended for it to be. In fact, after I didn't even think about it again until recently. I happened to have a new client in the neighborhood that I met for the first time yesterday. I drove by his house and saw that it had a sign for sale sign on it, and there were like 6 cats in the yard. I asked my new client about it and learned that while catnip is difficult to propagate once, it's basically an invasive species, and apparently I planted it at just the right time of year because it propagated quite well and has been spreading ever since. I took over the yard, and he's getting tired. He's tried getting rid of it in multiple ways, and every time it just comes back worse. I was informed that if you drive by in the summer with the windows down, the whole end of the street smells like a glitter box. I genuinely feel bad because it was really only supposed to be a minor inconvenience. That's awesome. He probably deserved it. Aquan says this is great. Perfect revenge. Catnip self seeds. Once you grow catnip, you always grow catnip. An aviation nut says perfect revenge. Oh, that's funny. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean for that to happen. All right. Oh, and now it's expectation versus reality. Yay! And we're going to share the pictures. So we have this lovely balloon arch. Oh, and let me see. There you go. It's very pretty, pink and peach and white and silvery. Very cute. Let's see what we got. Ready? That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. That's pretty good, actually. I mean, you're not going to have the professional one. It's a great value for the price. It took a little work, but final result is satisfying. That's good. Uh, yeah, that was cool. That's a good one. All right. It's that time again. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I try to go live at least 4 times a week, usually about noon Eastern time. And usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, although that is subject to change. If you have a story of your own, come across a good one, or in the wild, please send us an email entitled submission. If you would like an email link to the day's current live, I send it just before we go live. Well, up to a couple hours to like 10 minutes before we start. Send an email entitled subscribe. The email is biddybrunchbunch, all one word, at gmail.com. And this email is also in the description. Also, please tell your friends, your family, even your enemies. Maybe they'll learn something about behaving as a decent person. I do have to check one thing. Okay, no, everything looks good. All right. I was afraid I missed one. All right. Oh, that's a new one. They have a Reddit thread called Wild Homes, which I did not come across. I looked up all kinds of stuff to get um, more Zillow Gone Wild type homes, but okay, we'll have to add that. We might have to add that one. So, of course, this is another sharing time. This is our sharing time in our little show here. It's a literal castle. It is a castle. Look at that castle. It has a gate. I wonder if it worked. Oh, it looks like it has a bridge over the moat. I wonder if that's real. I wonder if the bridge over the moat is real. It's castle-y. It is very castle-y. I would love to live in it. I'm so weird. That looks a little more modern with the stucco. Yeah, that's cool. Out to the backyard. Oh my goodness. It has a night and very fancy doors. Look at that. That is so cool. Very cool. Wonder where the little stairway goes to. And they have appropriate furniture in it, which is nice. Very Victorian furniture. I had an aunt who had um, furniture like this, but in green. Not an aunt. I guess it was a cousin. My grandmother's cousin. They have it done up like a castle, which I probably wouldn't do. I'd probably live in the castle and not have it decorated like a castle. Oh, I do not like the kitchen. I like the cabinets, but I do not like that wallpaper. I do not like that backsplash at all. I don't like the flowers on the island at all. And why is the island so high like that? I don't like that either. Okay, I'm picky. Leave me alone. Well, that's a cute little library area. I like that a lot. Is that the secret passageway? Bedroom. Why is there a coffin in the bedroom? Why is this like this? I don't get it. I don't understand that at all. Bathroom is okay. It's a little white. I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of like it and I kind of don't. I think without the iron looking part, the flowers alone would be okay. I think it's too busy. I could tolerate it. Now we're going to the dungeon. Dungeon looks nice. Has a fireplace and a bar. Needs a pool table. Dungeon needs a pool table. Well, that is a nice medieval castle in Rochester. I don't know what Rochester. I guess I could do that. I don't know what Rochester is. Oh, it's Rochester, Michigan. That's near me. I can go see the castle. Lauren, we should go see the castle. I want to go see the castle, Lauren. That's pretty cool. See, this is what happens when you don't say what Rochester you're at. Alrighty. Next we have Traumatize Them Back. Um, entitled The Waitress Thought I Was Transgender, so we flashed them. And it's a flared matched energy. Uh, and it says, bear with me, this is not homophobic on my end. About 12 years ago, it was 2 a.m. My friend group and I went to Denny's, crappy restaurant, open until like 3 a.m. Blazed out of our minds, which is why you go to Denny's. And I'm surprised it was open till only 3, because usually they're 24/7. I've been to Denny's a few times myself in the middle of the night. In the Midwest, this is what Denny's is for. See, I told you. You get smashed, obliterated, tripping balls, and what do you do because you can't go home? You go to effing Denny's and eat crappy eggs and hash browns, pancakes and mozzarella sticks until you sober up. I don't drink that much, so I was never blasted when I went to Denny's, but I did go to Denny's in the middle of the night a few times, few hundred times, maybe. I'm a tall bean. I'm a skinny bean. I'm completely flat chested, even when I had my fat phase. I was built like a fridge. During this time, though, I was built like a poker table. My hair was short. Given I had a mohawk, and we were really, really drunk from concert that we had been to. Five finger death punch for you degenerates out there. That sounds vaguely familiar, actually. We sit down naturally because I'm a lady. I was wearing lipstick, eyeliner smudged to hell from sweat, and a fat lip. Lady comes over to take our order. Everyone takes their turns, and I ask for deep fried mushrooms and mozzarella sticks, and she says, "No problem, sir." I don't correct her because, frankly, I was too smashed to notice. One friend, my one friend did, the lipstick lesbian. She gave the fries squint and brought up in whisper, "The hell is her problem?" She asked, full bombastic side eye, lip curled, eyes wide, with one lash falling off the corner. Oh, they were toasted. They were toasted, and it's okay. As long as you're not driving, you're fine. She works at Denny's catering to old men and drunk to 20 somethings, homie said, slurring and comically struggling to put the effing straw in his mouth so he could drink ice water. I'll never forget how effing dumb this dude is, and I love him. We like homie, okay? He thinks he's just super clever when you wonder if his mom smokes cigarettes while pregnant. I'm just lusting after my plates of vegetables cooked in fat and breaded string cheese. Lipstick starts on how the waitress called me sir. I don't give an F because I already know I'm fairly androgynous, like hot androgynous. Don't be a hater. You've looked at someone who looks good and you can't tell what's in their pants. And if you find out, you wonder how straight gay you really were before proceeding. Yes, and that's fine. That is fine. Heck, some of like all the lady bits. So anyway, lady comes back. Everyone getting their crap. Mine hasn't come. I'm so hungry I could cry. I want those greasy little bitches so bad. I'm stoned and grumpy because I'm stoned and trashed and starving. Everyone eats. Homie and Doc Mud Martin Mud laces make yummy humming sounds, and I proceed to stare like an orphan on Thanksgiving. Lady comes back, and Lipstick asks about my food. My frown and puppy dog eyes water because I was timid at that age, and I think, thank God I had Lipstick to run her mouth on my behalf. I was timid at that age too, so I understand. Lady stares at me. I asked about his. I'll ask about his order. I'm a lady, doe. Lady hums. The vibes get weird. Okay, I have a lady voice, okay? That doesn't typically give people away, right? Right? Nah, I guess not. No, because I know guy. I know a guy. You don't sound like no guy. I feel sorry for him, actually. No food. 20 minutes later, no food. I grab a fist of mud laces, fries, and shamelessly shove them into my face. Ketchup drizzled all over them. Off topic, I hate that normal people dip their fries. Agreed. My husband likes to do that too. No, don't. You can't trust people who drizzle ketchup and eat fries with a fork. Insanity. Thank you. Thank you. Lady asks if we want her checks. Nah, I want my food, though. I whimper very overdramatically. Lady fakes forgetting and walks away. I walk up to the register to ask someone about my food, looking for another waitress. I hear back, some skinny dude wants his food. I have no idea what to do. This is the social decorum for eavesdropping on a homophobic piece of crap. My Asperger ass didn't know. My man comes out, sees me standing there, lipstick, leather jacket, skinny jeans, and a band t-shirt. I'm not a dude is the only thing I can say. The dude, manager, employee, I don't know, looks at me and says, "I'm so sorry," and walks away, and I hear words, but I don't know what they are. I do hear this lady say, "I don't give a crap about some transgender. You take it out to them then." Oh, Lord, this was so awkward. I just wanted to eat, dude. Probably hangry too, and I know how that feels. It is not comfortable. I want to eat and walk along the road and throw rocks at the train tracks and stumble home to my dad's house and hope he doesn't give me the lecture about women drinking because culture, even though I'm 22 at the time. There were louder words. There is a noise. This lady comes out and I'm afraid of loud noises. She pulls off her name tag, walks around the corner. Maybe she's leaving or walking out. Lipstick comes up. Girl is ready for a shouting match. I have no inner sassy black woman because I'm not black. I'm not a black woman. Don't do not worry. Not to worry. Lipstick is black enough for the both of us. Lipstick is a lesbian, a black woman's world. Lipstick is also Mexican. Lipstick is fully aware she is the angry stereotype. Lipstick does not care. Lipstick is trashed. Lipstick is gay. Lipstick spent 3 hours screaming and thrashing. I am more so Lipstick's golden retriever friend. Lipstick is a friend you need. For sure. Lipstick starts shouting, I smell food. I just want to eat. I just want food. I don't hear anything but the ringing in my ears and wondering how far McDonald's is away from our location. Oh, Walgreens was 24 hours and they had chips. I like chips and those long flaky cookies with chocolate in the middle that rich people eat. I look up and Lipstick says something about how I can't help that the Lord didn't give me tits, and she turns me around and slaps my ass, telling me no white man has an ass like that. And I'm both confused and slightly enjoying having my hot ass slap a hot lass slap my butt. The waitress stops her own yelling and likely in shock. I wouldn't eat your pussy if it was the only thing on the menu. What the F, Lipstick, actually? Hell yeah, Lipstick. I start giggling and rub my face and make sure both eyes are open. Oh, that's right. Lipstick snorted a line of coke. Oh my god. Oh, oh, crap. I was so happy I ate mushrooms when we left the concert. No, I ate mushrooms after we left the venue. Oh my god, that was a bad idea. I lift up my shirt. I have a sports bra. I'm a lady. I start laughing. Lipstick has been enabled. Lipstick flashes the waitress and runs out the door. Mud Laces and Homie bolt for out the door. I'm standing there. This lady's mouth is so wide, full of horror. I'm wondering why her tongue is so big. Oh hell, I'm so done with this place. She obviously wasn't talking to me, but I said, okay, bye, and walk out. I mean, I didn't have to pay the bill. I could have just leave. I walk outside. Where the F did everyone go? I turn the corner. There's 4 cars in the parking lot. None are ours. One has a window sticker of a cat. Lipstick found it. Lipstick, Mud Laces, and Homie are peeing on the car. Who are these people? And why am I here? The trees became loud, and I can feel the cold ground through my shoes. I shout Walgreens and run towards the trees in the direction of the nearest CVS. It's not even a Walgreens; it's a CVS. Time passes, but I came to back to Earth in the CVS, scared to touch the chip bag. Cashier knows I'm high, probably, and some friends come through the door laughing. Where were you? Mud Laces asked me. Cookies, I reply, hugging a bag of Doritos. I go to the register. Life is beautiful. The cops are probably being called. The scanner beeps. Enter your rewards number, the cashier says. I wonder if my hand could phase to the counter if I touched it hard enough. We showed our Denny's our boobies, I reply. And this is why you don't do drugs. Poking the button so square, so button. The cashier sighs. Friends come up. They have drinks. I leave with no cookies. Thanks for reading. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. I love that story. That's a hysterical. Oh my goodness. I cry for different reasons on this show, don't I? Oh my god. I can't stop laughing. Oh. Box says when you're telling us a story about being high, you don't have to get high to retell it. This was extremely amusing. You certainly got banned from that Denny's, but F 'em anyway. Our local Denny's is a Sonic now. Oh. DPS only says, I trust that OP has remained some level of high this entire 12 years. Oh, jeez. OP says, well, that's like your opinion, man. Oh, God. It's so funny. It's a good story and a good storyteller. I don't care if they're high. Somebody put the meme from the dude guy. What's the dude guy? You know who I mean. Yeah, well, that's like your opinion, man. And OP says, ah, another cultured redditor. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my goodness. I gotta have time to recover. Oh my gosh. That was great. I've never been high. I think I might be now. I got a contact high from 12 years ago. Oh, okay. Our next one is from Reddit, subreddit r/ confession. Oh my goodness. I never celebrated Halloween before, but I will now from now on because I realized I can be slutty. Okay. This is this was also flagged not safe for work, so be warned or skip. My 25 female parents were barely religious in my young years, but they also always told me not to participate in Halloween. I didn't see a big deal in not participating since, especially after all the convincing conversation they had with me about how it's a satanic holiday. It's not. It's literally the day after All Saints' Day. However, things shifted this year when I spontaneously went to a Halloween party and decided to opt for a sexy nurse outfit. The outfit was something I already had in my closet because my husband has a king for lingerie and sexy outfits in bed. Some people do that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Wonder Woman on 9/11. Not me. My husband was at work that day. It was a bright red leather miniskirt, white lacy bra, and super tiny white little crop top over the bra. So tiny only covers a portion of the bra, as well as some shiny fishnet and red heels. Of course, I put some nurse details here and there. That, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I basically went out to a party with all of my husband's friends in my sex clothes. No one really thought it was weird. No, because that's an outfit for Halloween. Dressing up is dressing up, no matter what the purpose. Everyone looked at me and treated me respectfully, but are still stunned and mesmerized. Since I love showing off, I think this is the only time of year I can put on clothes like this and not be slut shamed. Yeah, good for you. Sounds like you had a good time. Sounds like your parents are morons. Anybody that doesn't like Halloween is weirdo. I'm sorry. It's literally a religious holiday. There is nothing wrong with it. It's the day after the night that the supposedly the dead visit us. Not that I believe any of that, but to say it's not religious and satanic is wrong. Plus, all holidays are pagan holidays to begin with, anyway. Yeah, good for you. Good for having a good time. I'm glad you had it. Interesting. This is from Interesting AF. A disclaimer before the old Warner Brothers cartoons, if you're familiar with Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner. The cartoons you're about to see are products of their time. They may depict some of the ethnic and racial prejudices that were commonplace in American society. These depictions were wrong then and are wrong today. While the following does not represent the Warner Brothers view of today's society, these cartoons are being preserved as they were originally created, because to do otherwise would be the same as claiming these prejudices never existed. Oh man, I should probably just share it because it is correct. You have to look at things sometimes like the founding fathers, they're products of their time. People learn better and they do better. And that's all you can do. If you know better, you do better. And thank goodness people are learning better. uh, Tonka Truck says some of the old ones on Disney Plus do this too. The one said Aristocats does for sure. We haven't gotten to Aristocats. I am showing the kids, the babies, um, old, like we started in the 1930s, old kids movies. They love The Wizard of Oz of all things, and they are Pinocchio fanatics right now. They want to watch the real one. Tom Hanks has a Pinocchio. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's really good. It's basically just like the old cartoon Disney Pinocchio movie, but live action with Tom Hanks. It's Geppetto. It's really good. You should try it. Okay, so this is from Am I the A-hole? AITA for telling my friends and family I'm broke when they need money. No, because you're probably broke because they need money. It's Flair, not the a-hole. So it was, they vote on these ones. I, 50 male, have several instances in my 20s where friends and family borrowed money from me. They either never paid it back or I had to really pressure them for the money. The problem is everyone knew I made decent money and I knew it was a knew I was a habitual saver. So when they got hard up, they came to me like an ATM machine. They say, "Come on, man, I know you got the money." Then I'd get the hard luck sob stories piled by, "I pay you back when I get it," except they never get it. That's why they don't have money now, because they never get it. So I opened a new bank account. I only put $20 in savings, the minimum required at this bank. And then I put enough in the checking for bills, groceries, and spend it that day. So the account only had a few bucks left. When folks would hit me up for money, I'd be like, "Sorry, like to help you, but my money's tight right now." And they'd call BS, and I'd log into that account and show them. They'd go away all dejected. Good for you. After a few years of this, people stopped asking me where my money went. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them the truth. Savings, HYSA. I'm not sure what that means. Investments. So I'd say beer or strip club or casino. And not only did they believe me because that's what they did, but by the 2010s, they were lecturing me about not wasting my money. Anyway, the 2010s, I got married and filled my wife in on the situation. She thought it was funny. Anyway, my sister came over for Halloween and made some comment about how glad she was that I learned to be more responsible with money. My wife started laughing and spilled the beans. My sister confronted me and I confirmed it was true. I told her I wasn't 20 anymore and if she hit me up for money, the answer was no. She told the rest of the family. Some thinks it's hilarious, but others thinks I'm a tight-wide a-hole. Some have asked me how much I have, and I tell them none of your business. So AITH. No, no, you're not. Those people have money problems. You don't. That's not your problem that they have money problems. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Yeah, the sister, NTA, but your sister is for telling everyone, probably. And he answers that she's a yapper. Grandma Bear says, wife is the yapper. And he says, yes, she is. Ah, that's sensitive instance says, wife should have kept her mouth shut. So she should have not said anything but calm down, mate. Why are we mad about that? Yeah, you can't help everybody all the time. People gotta, if you stop helping them, I mean, sure, you're gonna help them a time or two. If it keeps happening, that's you got to cut them off. They got to learn how to deal with on their own. Stop, stop perpetuating the problem. It just perpetuates the problem, and they don't learn how to do it on their own. And people need to learn how to do stuff on their own. Either lessons, I call it lessons in how not to behave, that you learn from other people's mistakes, or you make your own mistakes. This is from Overheard, entitled "Through a Bathroom Stall." Overheard conversation when a grandma and her granddaughter went to the stall next to me. "I lock the door," says the little girl. Grandma says, you got it, lock it up tight." Pause. Little girl, "This is a big potty." Grandma, "You're right, this is a big potty." Pause. Little girl, "You're my best friend." And Grandma says, "You're my best friend too, Pumpkin." Aw, who couldn't love that? So sweet. That's so sweet. Little kids are so cute. My little ones will look at me every once in a while and go, "I like you." I say, "I like you too. I love you to the moon and back." They're so cute. They're so lovey. They're little boys, so they're not cuddly, but they are lovey. Oh, next we have from Bye Bye Job. Evolve Bank CEO fired after pro- position, propositioning. Oh my goodness, I cannot read today. We will start over. Bye Bye Job, entitled Evolve Bank CEO fired after propositioning FBI agent who pretended to be a teen boy. And he looks just like you expect him to. Bald old guy, old white guy. So his name is Barb Hartheimer, and he was fired after 3 months. Get away, ad. Um, he was started in August, and he's already been fired. He was propositioned a 14-year-old boy on Grinder. Why is a 15-year-old boy on Grinder? Wasn't a real 15-year-old boy, but 15-year-olds should not be on Grinder. Um, if you think a 15-year-old is on Grinder, that's probably a red flag for you. Just saying. Um, FBI logged onto it while pretending to be a teen boy, and he wrote back. And that's all it takes. Do you want to get. Oh, and he asked for a photo and sent a photo, an inappropriate photo. So, yeah. What is with these people? They always claim it's LGBTQ people. It's not. It's pastors and CEOs and respectable people that are doing this every time, every stinking time. Somebody says 3 months into his role as CEO, ha ha ha, what a fool. And I sunk the ship says guaranteed he was doing this for years and has tons of CP on his computers. Probably. When are they going to check his computers? It's just insanity. It's not really that surprising though, because the religious leaders and people like him, they use other people to get in their positions to begin with. They're using other people. So it's really not surprising. They have no morals. No good morals. So, this is from Am I Overreacting? AIO, my sis sent me this pic and asked me for my opinion. And, oh, it's a press on now. Okay. So, I don't know what this is all about. I will show you. It's fine. So, that's what we're complaining about. We'll find out why in a minute. Oops. My older sis sent me this picture, finding a press-on nail on her living room floor. This is the second time she has found a press-on in the last time in the bathroom. Most of the time it's after the weekend. She works weekends at a hospital. Her husband tried to say it was one of my niece's toys, but it's clearly not. Though not trying to overreact and help my sister through this, what explanation can there be? Um, mm, it's a good question. There's a few. Does he have any female relatives that wear press-on nails? Does he have a girlfriend that wears press-on nails? Maybe. Car Carney Kitten says, my press-ons only look like this when I terrorize my nails to get them off. This girl wants her to know. Several Cycle says, yep, she's leaving definite breadcrumbs. Chris Scott says, her final clue will be leaving a positive pregnancy test under Opie's pillow. She's plotting a Lifetime movie and playing it out in real time, from breadcrumbs to a bun in the oven. Several cycles answers the breadcrumbs gotta come from somewhere. Um, Queen of the Bull says the big crack down the right side is a huge indicator that that nail is still for. I'm not a girly girl. I don't wear makeup. I don't do that's not. If you want to, that's fine. I'm not judging anybody else. I expect not to be judged about not doing it. So there. Bring something to drink in here. But we're almost done. And this best of Redditor updates entitled "My girlfriend told me about some mean pranks she did to a slower kid in high school. Is it a red flag even though it was a few years ago?" It can be. It may not be. People do change for the better. Not always. Okay. This was from Relationship Advice. The original post was January 3rd, 2021. So I, 24 male, have only known my current girlfriend, 22 female, for about 3 months, but we have great chemistry so far. A few days ago, we were talking about some stories we each had from high school. She told me about a weird kid in her school that her friends used to mess with, which is not nice. She used to pretend to be interested in being his girlfriend, and then she'd embarrass him by getting him to do something humiliating or showing their private texts to other people, etc. Or they'd set some kind of elaborate prank on him. That is not nice at all. That is kind of a red flag, especially since she's only 22 now. It hasn't been that long. Maybe when she's 32, she'll be safe. In the story, she told me she was on a date with him one night in a park and she told him she wanted him to take her pants off for her. After he did, her other friends came and took the pants, and everyone drove away, leaving him home to walk home in his underwear. My kid's so mean. She told me more stories, but you get the point. It made me sad because I got the impression the guy might have been a little mentally disabled or something. Because she said that after everything they do, he still wouldn't understand that she was in on all the pranks with her other friends. She'd either pretend it had nothing to do with her or she'd make up some excuse, I guess, and the kid kept falling for it. Poor kid. I hope he's over it. I hope he's leading a good life. She thought it was really funny, though, and she could barely contain herself while she was telling me, okay, that's the red flag. That right there. Sorry, I have my flags hidden. That right there is the red flag. If she still thinks it's funny and is not embarrassed by herself, that's the red flag, dude. My mouse. My mouse. Try to keep the cord up and over. Yeah, that's the red flag right there, is that she still thinks it's funny. It's been a few days and it's bothering me, so I figured I'd ask for some advice. I have a feeling this is a huge overreaction. It's just a strange feeling because she seemed incredibly sweet up to this point, but after telling me this story and the lack of remorse, that's the red flag, the lack of remorse. It's difficult to look at her in the same way. I'm not perfect by any means, and I feel that I'm being. You're absolutely fine. This girl is not for you. Madam Kitsune says, be honest with yourself here. She repeatedly cultivated a fake romantic interest between herself and a vulnerable person purely to victimize them. She didn't make a spur of the moment error of judgment. Both her and her friends planned this out, laid the groundwork, and then executed it again and again. She didn't just mess around with someone's heart. She went all out to humiliate them and harm their mental health. You have no idea how deeply the damage they did to this guy runs, even to this day. People have taken their own life because of the impact bullying has on them, and yet she has not a shred of remorse. She still thinks it's a hoot. A great tale to garner a few giggles. There's something fundamentally wrong with your girlfriend, something you can't fix, and it could be turned against you one day, and should you not meet her expectations somehow. At 3 months, I'd call this a deal breaker and make excuses to end things. Actually, even at 3 years, I'd be out. I wouldn't want to risk raising a family with someone who found such cruelty so amusing, just in case they tried passing it on their warped ideas and humor to their kids. Yeah. The OOP says it's an insightful way of putting it, just difficult for me to make sense of these actions, giving everything else I know about her. But you're right. What she did was terrible, and it's hard to find any excuse for it. Complete entry says, one of my favorite high school memories was explaining to this little guy that the other kids were not being friendly and were mocking him, effing with him. It was definitely laughing at, not a laughing with situation. He beat the crap out of him the next time they messed with him. I went to the principal and explained what happened. He didn't get into trouble. I got told never to effing do that again. Why? Why should you not? Every time I worked at that town, he'd come and visit and shop there. Many years later, I worked with his brother, who was not impaired. He hugged me and said I changed the course of his brother's life. He'd been quiet and bullied until I calmly explained things to him. And after that, he became outgoing and confident. He'd ride the bus to go to town and just have a happy, vibrant life. That's so nice. I love it. Teenagers do dumb, cruel crap. One of the signs of growing up is leaving that crappy behavior behind. The fact that she seems to be looking out and treating an unimpaired person like crap is something that, like a cherished memory, run, don't walk. There's no way an overreaction. She is a cruel, crappy person. OP answered, that's a great story. I just wanted to thank everyone for your advice so far. I've got a lot to think about and I'm pretty sad I'm breaking up with her. But as someone suggested, I want to talk to her and see what she says if I actually confront her about what she did being wrong. The story she told me made me sad, but the response of it all of you made me really happy to see so many great people and to know that I wasn't overthinking it. By the way, I can't find the comment, but somebody said she probably teases dogs by holding food over his face, and I just wanted to say that you're correct. That's what she did the first time she ate near my dog, and I told her to stop. I hate when people do that, but I know a lot of people do it, so I don't think much of it. But seriously, amazing prediction. Thanks for helping connect the dots. The dog situation tells you all you need to know about her, doesn't it? Who does that to a dog? Poor dog. Yeah, the fact that she has no remorse. No. Update January 6th, 2021, 3 days later. Hey everyone, first I wanted to say thanks for all the advice you gave me originally. I asked the question thinking I was reacting, but as I read some of your responses, especially those who had traumatic experience themselves, it sort of knocked some kind of sense to me, and I appreciate that. That being said, it was still pretty hard for me, even though we've been together for 3 months, and I sounds silly, but it's true. No, it's almost harder sometimes when it's a new relationship like that because you have all kinds of hopes for the relationship and for that person. So it doesn't surprise me that it's really hard, even though it's been only 3 months. I decided to take the advice of talking with her before breaking up. People wanted to know the results, so I'll try to briefly give you the gist of it. Last night we hung out for a couple of hours, and to be honest, we had a really great time together, and it was hard for me to even have this conversation at the end. I wanted to just move on and ignore the red flag, but I knew it couldn't be ignored, shouldn't be ignored. So I brought up the kid she told me about again, and I did it very casually, not like I was going to lecture her or something, so her guard was still down. She started laughing at just the mention of him. She casually told me another story of her friend's antics with him. Then I asked her why they liked to mess with him so much, and she paused for a second and giggled, and she said, I don't know, he was such a douchebag. I asked, why was he a douchebag? Did he do something to you to make you mad at him? She said, no, he was just stupid and naive, and it was annoying. There was a pause because I didn't really know how to follow up that answer. Then she continued and said exact words. He had no purpose. He was just there to make people laugh. Oh my goodness. It really made me sad to hear that because I wanted there to be some explanation that reduced the cruelty of the situation, but there wasn't. If anything, it made it worse. I got kind of angry and I just told her that everything she told me was absolutely horrific and that she should think about how she would feel if someone did those things to her. I said that to torture a poor innocent person just because it's entertaining is totally inhumane thing to do. And the fact that she still has the same mindset today shows just how immature she is on top of everything. I'm normally not harsh like that, but it just came out. Yeah, sometimes when somebody tells you something so horrific, you can't help yourself but just blurt. Just blurt out what you're thinking. I've been in that situation. While I was talking, she gave me a look of total incredulity, like she was joking or something or insane or something. I told her I can't continue a relationship with somebody like this, even though we had such a great thing up to this point. I actually had to convince her I was serious and not joking around. She thought the real reason I wanted to break up was this minor thing that happened a couple of weeks ago. She just couldn't believe that I was ending a relationship because of this. Once she knew I was serious, she got extremely angry, saying that I was just getting off on shaming her because I wanted to abuse her, and I have no right to talk to her like that, and so on. She called me all kinds of names and said how she never liked me anyway and how I'm a loser. Oh, but other than that, we parted ways smoothly. I got some angry texts this morning, which I am saving for a while just in case. Oh, she's a trip. She's a trip. Darvo, man. No, nobody's trying to shame you. No one's trying to abuse you. You're a horrible person. So there it is. I honestly feel better because I know it's all for the better, especially considering her reaction. I figured I'd give you guys this little update since everyone seemed pretty interested in the situation. Thanks again. Oh my goodness. Matarki says her thinking he's getting off on shaming her is a bit ironic. Yeah, it is. Blizzard's task says it's all projection. Yeah. See Strikey says, damn it, I literally had this thought and then came back to the page. Great minds think alike. Sutter McCagg says, projection is just a consequence of lacking empathy. They lack the ability to imagine other people think. So by default, they spew what's on their own mind and the only mind they know. That's true. They think because they think that way, everyone thinks that way, even though, different people think different things, but they have no idea. All right, we need some relief from that. So this is from r/ made me smile, which is always a good one. I gotta share. Yeah, share. That's a video. It says, it's captioned, I was crying on my birthday when a little bird landed on my finger and stayed with me for my whole birthday brunch. Sitting there crying with a bird on her because I wasn't scared of my two dogs. It wasn't scared of my dogs or the birthday candle. It's just until I was ready to say goodbye. And she let it go. Thank you, little bird. Oh, what a sweet little bird. That's so happy. I'm so happy about that. That's a good end. Some of these Reddit threads get kind of um heavy. So that's why I keep made me smile at the end because it's very sweet. Very sweet. All right, that's all I got for today. Anybody else got anything? No. It's been a couple hours. I'm gonna go watch more reality TV. Well, I gotta clean my bathrooms first, but then I'm gonna watch more reality TV. I don't have to cook because I have plenty of leftovers. Anybody want to come over for dinner? Anybody want some turkey? I gotta make more stuffing though, because I only made one. I cheaped out, made the stovetop stuffing. So I don't care. Judge me. I'd rather be making dressing, but don't really know how to do. And it's a lot of work. It's a 2-day process, and I did not feel like doing a 2-day process with that too. Got plenty of mashed potatoes and gravy though, so that's always fun. And I got plenty of sweet potatoes because even though I only bought 2 sweet potatoes, they were big. They're like this big. They're giant sweet potatoes. And those things are darn good. And my husband even ate one. He said he was taking one for the team. He can be really sweet, other than not closing the dishwasher and letting the dishwasher run. Just really irritating me right now. Glad he ate the sweet potato. Not happy he messed up my schedule today. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye. Bye, biddies. Love you. Have a good day, everyone. And bye.